everybody. This is a very... Well, first let me actually see if I'm actually streaming first before I go into explaining things. Let's see. Usually about 30-second delay for my computer to start doing it. Alright, we're live. Cool. Awesome. Great. Love it. Alright, well, welcome to a really, random and not really well planned, I guess, live stream where I'm just answering people's PMs. This will be supplemental, I guess, for this week's lore video, just because I'm really busy this week with Dragon Age, or well, Dragon Forage Day, I think is what everyone's wanting to pronounce it. So that's been most of my free time. I just really haven't had time to work on other stuff. So I thought it'd be a good time to just sit down and discuss your PMs, because I'm really bad at answering them. I love getting them, and I do read them normally when I get them. I just don't respond. So I'm a big piece of garbage. So now here is me reacting to your PMs, specifically live in front of a studio audience, I guess. That way you guys know what I think about it. This is pretty much all going to be only on Reddit right now. If this goes well, I can do a Twitter one. I just decided to Reddit over Twitter because I know some people are sensitive about having their Twitter names out there. I know, but on the other hand, Reddit is, no one really cares what their Reddit name is. So I thought this one would be a nice place to start. So if you sent me something on Twitter, I promise I'll get to it. It just might take me a while. So with all that out of the way, let's get going. Oops, this is my OBS. Here we go. All right. Oh, do I need to say welcome, patrons? I could do that. All right, so this first one is from 7 months ago. I have this poor Puggles has been waiting for almost a year for this, and I hope it lives up to the expectation. I'm going to kind of skim through this a little bit. So Puggles52 says, in your video Laws of Magic, you discuss the laws of magic, then go on to describe a hypothetical spectrum going left from right, Fade, Lyrium, Blood, Blight. The main reason I'm setting this is because I'm really interested in how the systems of magic work in Dragon Age. We've seen a lot of it, but one of the types of magic that has never truly been explored is blight magic, so I'm going to talk about that more than the others. Okay. I believe there could be a different way to look at it. Lyrium magic, as seen with Volta and Templars, draws on reality, seen in the descriptions of Templar abilities from Mythal and Solas. Fade magic is the most common, which could mean it was common even before the Veil. Yes, I would agree with that. Well, Fade magic, yeah. Okay, yeah. You could assume that Fade is essentially the opposite of reality, so Fade magic is the opposite of Lyrium magic. I agree with that. And in between these two powers, Blood magic sits. Okay. Blight magic is more inanimate. Here's where you guys find out I can't talk long. Are they all this long? Actually, this is one of the shorter ones, unfortunately, so there might be a lot of me reading. Anyway, Blight magic is more inanimate because it was never truly investigated in depth. Yeah, they only really appeared in Dragon Age Origins. Kind of Inquisition with the whole Corypheus thing, but they never really talked about it that much. So something I believe is that it is not actually part of the spectrum, but rather entirely adjacent to the spectrum as a whole. Okay. The way I theorize blight magic works is that it twists and corrupts an already existing power, not create it. Thus, typical Darkspawn that only use weapons are the blight equivalent of typical warriors. Emissaries are Darkspawn capable of magic, but not all Darkspawn can use magic. This could be another example. Okay. Then Corypheus can use blight magic as he's a Darkspawn as well. Yeah, but he also uses it for immortality. So you'd imagine something like that would take a lot of power. Yes. I guess my only critique is that they do say that... I guess why I made it Fade, Lyrium, Blood, and Blight is that blight magic is described to feel very similarly to blood. So I guess that's why I did it that way. Hey, don't... Marcuso says enigmatic. Thank you. So... Let's see. On that spectrum, Fade, Blood, and Lyrium are the sources of their power, which is why Blight is separate entirely, as it takes these sources and basically plagiarizes changes one of those three names to Blight. Fade example and Emissary, Blood example, typical Darkspawn, Taint, Lyrium example. Do I really gotta say Red Lyrium? I like where this is going, and I feel like this is entirely possible. I just somehow disagree, and maybe that's just my basis because I'm a little bit biased to my own opinion, but I don't think it's necessarily wrong either. Yeah, I can't really think of like any good, what's the word, disagreements to it. I don't know if you guys think. So yeah, I would say overall this is a pretty solid theory. Unfortunately, this, like, I know sometimes people send me things to make a video on it, but on something like this, it's like, it's a lot of speculation. And, you know, speculation is great, but sometimes it doesn't make the best video because it's just me talking out of our ass for the entire time. But I like it, so this is why I wanted to read it. So thank you, Puggles, for your message. I think there's another one from Puggles later on. Sorry this took 7 months to get to you. Let's go to the next one. This is Dragon King 360. Hello, I don't really do much on here. Well, this is the quickest way I thought I would contact you. 4 months later, here I am. So, let's see. Red Templars, you'll know what they are. Yes. Who commands them? Okay. But we aren't outright told where they come from, at least not to my knowledge. I chose the Templars for my main playthrough, so therefore could not complete the Red Templar part of the story. Okay. In Inquisition, we see 2 different variants in Templar armor. Okay, loyal Templars have an arch crest on the helm, and then those who served in Kirkwall Circle. Now this brings up a question, why the difference? I think that also due to them being deserters, they are mostly, if not all, from Kirkwall. This is due to armor design, as mentioned before. However, if Carver is in the Templar Order, I doubt he would go with Samson. The reason being is because the ending of Act 3 of DA2, the seeds were sown the death of Meredith, because she was using the idol and the power it gave her, allowed Samson and the others to see how powerful it was. At the end of Legacy, Corypheus, to whom I'm going to refer to as Conductor because it's easier, yeah, it's fair, had possessed one of the wardens when Hawk and company left, and seeks out to become a god. He sees Samson toying with red lyrium and persuades Samson to inject it like he would regular lyrium, giving him more power, making him the first Red Templar, or second if you consider Meredith the first. Well, yeah. Well, Meredith didn't really take it. Well, at least we don't. Well, maybe she licked the sword. Oh, God, that brings so many questionable things. Meredith was a Red Templar. What the hell she was doing with that sword? Oh, God. Oh, I'm Puggles. Didn't expect a video. I'm just glad you looked at it. Didn't bother with my other message. That was a check for a response to the first one. Oh, I'm sorry, Hunter. Well, nice to see you're here. But yeah, 7 months, man. That's rough. I should have done better on that. But yeah, thank you for sending it. It was very interesting to read. Sorry, back to Dragon King. The only real snag I see is with Hunter Captain Carroll. However, he could have been transported with Cullen to Kirkwall, which, if you don't know who Carroll is, that's the guy in Dragon Age Origins that stops you going from the Mage Tower. So, which you actually meet in Dragon Age Inquisition as a Red Templar. He could have been transported to Cullen, right. Anyway, that's all I have for a theory. Cool. You have full permission to use this and anything else to require in a video. Well, thank you for the permission. Well, they say that I think one of my problems with a lot of these PMs is sometimes, like, I have trouble understanding things I read sometimes. So this is great for a live studio audience. But I think what they're trying to say here, and correct me if I'm wrong, but even if you play as the Templars, there's still Red Templars in your game. You're supposedly have saved all of the Red Templars. So, are the Templars, so where do the other ones come from? Yeah, I don't think they actually tell you where the other ones are supposedly coming from. So I guess this makes sense. But yeah, this is definitely like a fan theory. This is one of those things, like, it's really interesting to think about as a fan, but, like, overall it doesn't impact the world that much, so I don't really like to touch these. But yeah, this is like a fun little headcanon thing. So yeah, that's it. It's fun. Oh, should I grade these? No, I shouldn't grade these. That's too mean. Anyway, let's go to the next one. Oh god, Imperial Virtue, the fate in the world. This came up with a friend while discussing the confusion that Cole experiences between human and being a spirit. I brought up Jordan's point on how the original Cole, the young mage, was basically being replaced by the spirit of compassion. It seems to us that if the original Cole wanted anything, it's not to have died, since that's impossible under the mechanics of this world. Well, it's supposed to be, at least. His name lives through the spirit become human Cole. And if the two beings are separate, maybe this suggests something about the metaphysics of the Fade, as a spirit of emancipation. Woo, guys, I didn't do well in school. Reflection of Justinia says, "When asked for nature, I'm here to help you, and that is the most important thing, not her true identity." For the Fade, purpose precedes identity. For morals, identity precedes purpose. The fact that the two are not aligned is due to Solas' distortion of true reality and breaking apart the essential unity of Fade and morals. Oh. Keep up the good work. And that's more puffing my head up. For the Fade, purpose precedes identity. For morals, identity precedes purpose. I'm a bit confused, I'll be honest. That's just, I think that's just me not quite understanding it. The original Cole wanted anything, was not have died. I would agree. So agreeing with that, since it's impossible under the mechanics of this world, yeah, his name lives on the spirit of Cole. I guess I just don't know what they're trying to say. If these two beings are separate, maybe this suggests something about the metaphysics of the Fade. Okay. As the spirit of Justinia says, when asked, I'm here to help you, and that is the most important thing, not her true identity. Okay, I'm getting it now. Okay. So then Cole, the real Cole, his main thing was not wanting to die, versus the Cole that we know is, he has this new identity of wanting to help other people. I guess I would counter that with Asunder, which no, not everyone has read, but Asunder, you see a lot of Cole's mindset, and like he really, really fears dying still. He really fears disappearing into the darkness. He like his main goal is survival, versus the I'm here to help you mentality of Justinia, which I wonder if that's actually more like how he almost became human, was getting this ideal. But I think that's also something that demons do too. They try to struggle for true survival. So I'm not, I feel like this is a really good question, and I don't have the answer to it. But then again, I almost feel like I don't know if the makers know this either. Because when you get to the mechanics of magic in anything, like, you really can't say anything super concrete before things start to get hairy. So the two beings are separate. Maybe this suggests something about the metaphysics of the Fade. So yeah, I guess I think I agree with this, but I am having just a bit of trouble grasping it. But that's okay. Let's go to the next one. Let's see. Slightly dated Dragon Age videos. I'm so sorry. Was wondering on the Emerald Graves trying to trigger the Dorian Iron Bull romance. Good luck. And found myself looking over the edge of the map near where you dump ashes in the quest Last Wishes. I idled there and kind of taking in the view. When the fog cleared, I saw a tower ruin that looks suspiciously familiar. Have you seen it before? It's got one tall tower in the center and ruined square gazebo structures on either side. It's a little reminiscent of the first stage you visit in Trespasser DLC, which is really intriguing to me. I probably have seen it, but I do not remember it. Well, the Emerald Graves are absolutely covered in elven ruins, so it makes sense that you could see one. I'm going to say I don't think it's the one from Trespasser, which I don't actually think you implied, But I think it's really just a fun little Easter egg. I don't, or not really Easter egg, I guess, but just a part of the scenery. I don't think it's supposed to be anything, but it is fun. So, next. USA Rice, can you make a video about the Templars? Hey Gil, get some water. Well, the fate is just so wonderful, I agree. Anyway, you said you appreciate video requests. I do, and there's no better to cover. Can you make a video detailed about the Templars? Sure, I'll do that. For those of you who are very nice and watch me on donate to me on Patreon, you'll know I generally have a list of upcoming video lists. I have been so busy that I haven't updated that list, and at the same time it's also updated because I actually have no idea what I'm going to be doing the next couple months. So I'll make sure to put down Templars. I'm going to write that down on my schedule. And I'll be doing that ASAP. So, thank you for that. You did questions about them. I think there's anything else here. Right. Okay, Templars coming up soon then. Solas is Dirthaman. Okay. So this is from... Oh, this is one of those names where I don't think you're supposed to be able to pronounce it. Let's see. Davihal. Davihal? Oh, we have a... How are the people PMs being answered if they aren't here, or is this going to be a vid? This is going to be a vid. If you can't talk. Okay, when you record on YouTube, it automatically saves like a video of it. So this is just going to be a video that's put out, and then I'm just going to link them a time code. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. So, let's see. Okay. I have a theory, figure out buy it. Okay, what if Solas is Dirthaman? Hear me out. I will hear you out, but I'm going to... Before I continue reading, I'm already going to say I disagree with you, but I will hear you out. So in lore, Dirthaman is the elven god of secrets. There's not much about him. We know that he is either a twin son of Mythal, or him and his brother are close friends. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say friends. I don't know. I always kind of read it as like more of a lovers than a friends, but that's, I don't know, that's me. Okay, his portrait is not depicted as in his temple, but Falandin's is. When Solas goes with you into his temple, he has a lot to say about the temple, including that secrets of this temple have been silent far too long. They want to be known. And about the statue is alive because the creature connected to it is alive, but one piece of the whole, etc., etc., etc. Okay, which, if you don't know what they're talking about, there is a secret-ish level. I don't know, and you have to unlock it in Inquisition, where you can go into the Temple of Dirthaman, and you have to like collect these like, I don't know, body parts, I guess, to summon the High Priest of Dirthaman. Let's see. In some murals, we get to see Solas and the dread. Oh, I skipped one. He also knows a lot about Mythal's temple, but doesn't comment as much when it comes to other temples or gods. In fact, he's almost silent. This would make sense, him knowing Mythal's temple, if he is in fact her son. He does say that Mythal was the greatest of them all, which could be as close friends' viewpoint, or that it was son to a mother figure. In some of the murals, we see that Solas and the Dread Wolf are separate entities in the mural. Oh, right, in the last one in Trespasser, yeah, there's like a giant wolf behind Solas. I guess I always read that as like... like Solas has a different name from the Dread Wolf. Like, you know, there's Solas and then there's the Dread Wolf. There's two, kind of like your Inquisitor and like whoever their Inquisitor actually is. You know what I mean? There's the figure of the Inquisitor, and then there's the personhood. So I guess that's how I read that mural. But okay. So why couldn't one be Solas and the other Dirthaman? We know Solas was and is very cunning and able to walk between the Evaneris and the Forgotten Ones. That's fair. So I'm not entirely sure where this theory goes in regards to Forgotten Ones, but I feel there is more there. If no one knew much about Dirthaman, why couldn't he have a secret identity? Was he a secretive elf? Well, he was the god of secrets, man. Okay. The Evaneris had their areas of influence, Friend of the Dead, yep. These all came from the actions that these elven took to make them associated with these areas. So if Dirthaman is very secretive elven, could that not have developed into Solas' persona as well? I would say that if this is true, though, it actually worked the other way around. Solas says that he was, well, I guess in reference to the Dread Wolf, Solas was first. So I guess he could be Dirthaman, then Solas, and the Dread Wolf. But I had like three different identities would be a lot. and Dirthaman and Solas weren't, the Dread Wolf weren't exactly like that much like power differential between them. So why would he create another identity of the Dread Wolf to be a quote unquote elven god? At least that's if we go by elven myths and legends. So that confuses me from this. Solas also had a vengeance for Mythal after she was killed. Could be a close friend. Also because his mother. Haven't seen the. I do not know if this theory is elsewhere on the interweb. I will say this is the first time I've heard of this. Let me know what you think. This is fun, but I'll be honest. This is kind of reminds me of like Cullen as the Dreadwolf stuff. Where like it kind of makes sense, but at the same time, like, well, Cullen's a Dreadwolf doesn't make sense. That one's ridiculous. But anyway, this one kind of makes sense, but I feel like there's just some things that really kill it for me. One, the stories we have on Dirthaman and the stories we have on Solas or / the Dreadwolf, they just don't match up in my mind in a way that like could do this. I also feel like having Solas be two different elven gods, one of whom is supposed to be locked away, doesn't really work. And I don't know. I just don't see it working. Yeah. And with the other stuff I've already said previously about like why would he have two different elven god personas? Like if anything, if you had said that maybe one of the names of the Forgotten Ones, like well, now I'm trying to remember what the Forgotten Ones, Gelderon. If you said Gelderon was, well, I guess this whole thing replaced it with Gelderon. I guess that would make more sense because then Solas would have an identity in the Elven gods and then an identity in the Forgotten Ones. So but even that, I wouldn't say so. So this is a fun theory, and thank you for typing it up. But I'm gonna say nah. So. Cullen is the Dread Wolf. I never heard that theory. It is entirely ridiculous theory. Like, it's supposed to be ridiculous on purpose. But, it's a lot of fun. Find it on Twitter. So there you go. 19,000 subs and 105 people watching. Oof. I don't know. That's how it goes. Like, this is a really, I didn't announce this at all. This is a weird time in the day. So I don't mind. This is fine. All right. This is very blurry. A theory about the nature of elves. I've been binging your videos. You had a thought that could piece together some things that Cole says about Solas and something Kieran mentioned to my Llewellyn. Cole says that Solas had to take a physical form, right? Cole says that Solas had to take a physical. Oh, right. Okay. In the banter between Cole and Solas, so if this is what they're referring to, Cole at one point, like they're talking, well, the both of them are talking about why or how, I guess, Cole became a human and taking a physical form. And then Cole asks him, like, oh, have you seen this before? And and Solas trying to play it cool, like, oh, I didn't say that. So I'm assuming that's what they mean. Kieran asks why Inquisitor chose to look like they do, and then clarified that he meant elves. So yeah, if you have an old god baby Kieran, which I think 90% of people do, and you're also playing an elf, he says, like, I think you have to say the line, do my ears give it away? And then Kieran says, nah, I'm just wondering why you guys choose to look like that. I think that's what the line is. So this theory that's been rattling around my head is that what if elves were like spirits and didn't have a single physical form? The nature of the world before the veil was created was basically just like the Fade, where the veil was created... When the veil was created, the elves were forced to take the form we see in game. This is similar to the creation of elves in the D&D universe. Oh, I didn't know that, because the elves were formless, fluidly changing beings like the god they were born from. But when they came to the prime material plane, they lost the ability. You know, when you say that, that almost makes me sold on this, because I know a lot of this game series is, I don't want to say based on D&D, but heavily inspired by D&D. Like BioWare, they did a game for Neverwinter Nights, which I don't know much about D&D, but I think that's the same world that this is from. So, yeah, I hope this was coherent enough to get you. It was very coherent. Actually, one of the more coherent ones I've read today. Thank you. So yeah, actually, so before I even sent this, I think I had this idea in mind. I don't know if I think you said this is similar to creation of veils. No. I don't want to sit here and look for it, but from what you said here, I got the impression that you meant they could change back and forth. I thought it was only a one way, but I guess Cole does it back and forth, doesn't he? So maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, no, I agree. Very cool. I had no idea about the D&D stuff because I don't think about D&D. So I think with that, I'm on board with this. I'm on board with this. The war that started the end of the Evanurus was started by Falandin trespassing into Elgron's territory, correct? Any thoughts on who God sided with who? I don't know. At least from what I remember of elven lore, there's apparently like a lot of wars in between the gods. So I think there was a war with Falandin and Elgron. I think that's what you read in like one of the stories in what is it? The Viridor Thara. But I thought that like I don't think that's the one that like was the main one. So let's see. Anyway. Oh, this is a short one. Would there be a way to talk about what the origins of the specializations come from, like Reaver, Knight Enchanter? Oh, from Bayonet or 5-Ever. Could I do that? Yeah. Yeah, I could do that. That might be a weird one, though. Just because, like, some specializations are more developed than others. Like Blood Mage. You know, a lot of Blood Mages. That also, I don't know, this is kind of a weird one and then also a long one. I'll put it down. Let's see, specializations. I guess my fear for it is that should I do all of the games at once, which might be a lot, or do the separate games? What would you guys like to see? Like the separate games where just Inquisition or just Dragon Age 2? I can't imagine Dragon Age 2 winning that vote because like very few people like that game. So let's see. I would say I'll look into it because I'm torn on it. But thank you for the suggestion. All right. Theory about Titans and Old God. I've been nursing a pet theory of mine. My theory says either that the old gods are spirits of dead titans. The old gods are spirits of dead titans. Okay. Or that the old gods are imprisoned in or near titans. We know that lyrium is the blood of titans, and we know that lyrium is, for the most part, magical in nature. Whether or not it is fade magic or not is apparently different given that Valta uses magic and that the Shalpertal use earth magic. Okay. I just spilled water over myself. That's cool. We know that long ago, during the time of the Evanurus, that titans were killed and their bodies mined for something. What if, after all of that, the elves learned that the spirits of the titans were still there? Given that the titans are massive and filled with lyrium, it wouldn't be so hard to assume that the spirits would be powerful as well. When you think about it, it doesn't make perfect sense, but you can draw the connections pretty easily. The titans are killed and the spirits are still there. Given that the veil hasn't been created, only upon revisiting those areas do they learn that the spirits were left in their wake, and they are pissed. Without becoming demons, the spirit seeks justice, probably. The elves learn how strong they are and seal them underground and destroy the ways to them. This comes into the Codex entry from Trespasser. What the Evanurus and their greed could unleash would end us all. The spirit of the Titan wanting justice for its murder. Let no one wake its anger. The people must rise before their false gods, destroy them all. This part talks about the Evanurus are the false gods and that they must not wake the Titan's wrath. We already know that dwarves are related in some way to the Titans. Yeah, simulating a creator in the creation type way. We know that dwarves have souls and spirits because of golems, and we know that old gods might have been powerful spirits and were whispering to man since they came to Thetis. It's not a long theory, but it brings something new to discussion. Yeah. I like it. Let's see. I guess my own sometimes like when I do these theories, I feel like my critiques are just I don't want it to happen in game. Like not that it doesn't make sense. I just feel like they could come up with a better option. Like a lot of people are so annoyed that elves are everywhere and everything and do all the things. And so when everyone comes up with like all of these theories where the elves are always at the cause of it. I feel like sometimes, like, maybe BioWare won't do that, and therefore it's wrong because no one wants the elves to do anything. But in this regard, it's like the human gods, quote unquote, are now part of the dwarves. So I feel like... Okay, so about the series, it's good, it makes sense, I like it, but I also don't want it to be a thing, because I kind of like the fact that the Old Gods and the Titans and the Evaners are unique to each other. Like, I would really want them to stay separate from each other. I don't want them to start getting mishy-moshy. Like, they can interact with each other. Like, the Evaners can go down and, like, you know, mine the Titans, and the Titans fight back. My dog's barking a lot. Whoa, dog. Calm down. But I don't want it to, like, the dog, don't come here and bark. I'm doing a thing. I guess I just don't want to see that the Old Gods are actually Titans, or the spirits of Titans. I would want them to be their own thing, which I guess in this they have become their own thing. But I don't know. I like it, and it's great. I just, if this is true, I wish it wasn't. And this is kind of a weird territory. So, are you just reading Reddit suggestions or emails or in Twitter DMs too? Yeah, this is really just me reading Reddit things that people have sent me. How long is your playthrough of DA2 going to take? Because can't make it... Oh, this is December. Okay, for Dragon Forage Day, how long is your playthrough of Dragon Age 2 going to take? It's going to be like 8 hours. So, and I also want to do a recording of it. So if you can't make the whole thing, that's okay. Just make it to what you can. So, everyone loves Jinx. Though the dog's name is Jinx. I just want to matter how I call dog. Let's see. All right, let's keep going. Something with Sarah. I already from the title, I'm like, oh, Sarah. Hello, so not sure if this has been found or not, but it's just a graphic glitch on Sarah's left shoulder. There seems to be a perfect triangle scar. First, I thought it was an Easter egg of the Zelda Triforce, but after a good bit of time messing with the camera to get the right angle, I noticed it wasn't, or maybe it's meant to, but didn't come out right. After checking through the pages on Reddit and Google, also checking DA fandom, I noticed this hasn't been talked about, so worth checking or not. I'd imagine it's his shoulder. Her shoulder? Her shoulder. Here. Shoulder. Which shoulder? Left shoulder. Alright, here. Let me pull up my screenshot folder. I might already just have a screenshot of that. Let me see. All right. Oops. Okay. So this is my screenshot folder. Let's see if we got something here. Where's the first instance of... This is a Sarah romance. Okay, here's a Sarah. This is a good one for shoulder. Oh, is it the back or the front? Let's see, left shoulder. I don't really see anything. Maybe this is like a computer glitch on your computer. Oh, here's where they're naked. That's a good one. Well, hold on. If it's the naked mesh, that's just like the generic human mesh. So it would probably be specifically on her shoulder. Yeah, maybe it's just a graphical glitch. Like, I'm not seeing a scar. Here, who sent this one? Talos H. Talos H, if you message me back with like a picture of it, that would help a lot. Like, I'm not quite seeing I'm not really seeing what you're talking about. But not that it's not there, I just can't find it. So maybe it also is just like computer differences. I know sometimes my computer really loves to make the shadows all jaggedy, and I would love to fix that, but I don't know how. So anyway, I don't think it's anything super noteworthy, but thank you for sending. Flemeth was Andraste. I know it's a crazy theory. I'm going to stop you there. It might be a crazy theory, but I have heard this before. Probably wrong, but I love to ponder it. Some are petty, and I know. Statue of Andraste and Flemeth, crown piece, are identical. Both have very similar backstory. Both were married. Conabar/Mafarath. Well, okay, I'm going to continue. Both then followed another man, since the Slash the Maker. Each were betrayed by Conabar/Mafarath. Both wanted vengeance. I believe that Andraste was betrayed. She called out for justice, becoming Flemeth, and somehow escape. Oh, when Andraste was betrayed, she called for justice, becoming Flemeth, and somehow escaped. Oh, man. This is interesting, because I've heard this theory before, but your conclusions are not the ones I've heard, and the ones that you've mentioned are also very easily debunked. So, oh, man. So close but so far. Okay, so let's go piece by piece on this one. So, Statue of Andraste and Flemeth's crown, that's fine. Both have similar backstory. Fine. Okay, both were married, Conabar/Mafarath. So this one is mostly okay. But if you actually talk to Flemeth, well, I say that we actually talked to Morrigan, who talks to Flemeth. Flemeth's story that she told Morrigan actually has it switched, where Flemeth was actually married to Osin, and they were very, very poor. And Conabar saw her and was like, "Man, your wife is so hot. Can I buy her from you?" And both Flemeth and Osin were like, "Ah, shit, man, we need the money." And so she actually went with him. And then Conabar killed Osin anyway, just for funsies, and then Flemeth wouldn't have him because he killed Osin and broke the deal, and that was that. So that's not quite this. There's still an argument to be made that, like, you know, just because she wasn't married to Conabar first doesn't make this whatever. But each were betrayed by Conabar/Mafarath. Yes, both wanted vengeance. Yes, but what I have a major problem with is when Andraste was betrayed, she called out for justice, becoming Flemeth, and somehow escaped. We have her ashes. Like, how did she escape? Which maybe you didn't play Dragon Age Origins, and therefore this whole bit's gone. But yeah, no, I definitely think Andraste did not escape. She might have called out for justice, and maybe she called the spirit that would whatever for Flemeth. But then where does Mythal come into this? And then, so, like, I don't know, there's just a lot I have wrong with this. So here's the thing. I also don't mean to, like, here's my problem with answering PMs like this, and I think why this one was sent 2 months ago, and I haven't responded back. So, fun fact, if you message me with a short message, you are more likely to get a response. If you send a message like this, which is short, but that also is very easily debunked, I feel really bad. Because these are people that are really, really excited about the world of Dragon Age, and this person probably slaved over this and found a lot of, like, all sorts of stuff and read stuff on Dragon Age Wiki and all sorts of that. And, like, it's a lot of fun for them, and I want them to have fun. And, like, they message me, and I have to say, "Oh, no, honey." And, like, I kind of don't want to do that because I want them to have fun. I want them to figure it out and then be wrong, but then come up with something else that's a little bit better. It's like, I feel really awful just sitting here, and, like, I almost feel like I'm gatekeeping, and I really don't want to do that. Like, I'm so happy you came up with this, and, like, it's a lot of fun and interesting, but of all the ones we've read so far, this one's so far the most debunked and definitely wrong. But I honestly thank you for sending it in. And this goes to anyone that I've messaged with this, where, like, it's very easily debunked. Like, I feel really bad because I want you to have fun. I want you to do this. So, like, if I don't know, something like this. Anyway, let's go to the next one. This one. Okay, this one. Okay, this is the only one that I edited, and this one is mostly me talking to the chat. Because this person sent me this thing, and I don't. Essentially, this very shy person sent me this image, and then by the time I got it, I didn't even get to see the video. Guys, I'm just gonna do it now. Guys, if you send me something and you're embarrassed about it, please don't delete it. It's okay. Don't be embarrassed about liking Dragon Age stuff. Like, come on. I'm sitting here in front of a mic for a couple hours and 100 people talking about Dragon Age. It's okay. You don't have to do that. You know, like, I don't know. it really bothers me when people message me like being so shy and embarrassed. Not that I blame them or anything, because I know at one point I was like that too, but you don't. Oh, guys, don't be. It's not worth it being embarrassed about the things that you really love. It's and like created. It's really not worth it. You don't need that stress in your life. Anyway, that's my rant of the day. So, all right, let's go with this one. Jester's will, taint removal, cure for the calling. I'm very sorry if this has been mentioned before, if this is getting an existing theory, but which I don't know, I haven't read it yet. But I would like to talk about it either way. Here it goes. I would like to believe that the idea of getting rid of the calling and prolonging wardens' lives will be brought up again. Well, I hope so. I hope you are right. If I'm not mistaken, Meryl in Dragon Age 2 was attempting to recover her illuvium with blood magic in order to purify it from the taint. Yes, you are correct. Since Dragon Age 4 will be sent into Winter, hopefully, which I say hopefully, but I believe it is. Anyway, where every respectable mage uses blood magic, I think it's possible that a Grey Warden, maybe an undercover agent sent by wardens or even the Warden from Inquisition or Awakening, would attempt to seek someone who is able to cast such purifying magic. In one of your videos, you mentioned that since an illuvium can be tainted, it may be made of lyrium or even may be alive in a way. And since it is possible to remove taint from the illuvium, it might be possible to remove the taint from a living creature. Okay, I get what they're putting down now. Taking this theory even further, one of our companions in Dragon Age 4 could be that undercover Grey Warden trying to aid the Inquisition, or what remains. Well, okay, now we're getting a little crazy with the Grey Warden could be a traitor that would join Solas in order to bring back all the magic. Solas hates the Wardens. I don't think that's going to work out. Last bit doesn't make sense, Fiona. Oh, wait. Or that could recover all Grey. Oh, I see. All right. So, okay, I was with you until you got to the Solas part. So we're just going to throw that in the side. Which that's just like a fun what if thing for Dragon Age 4. But that is interesting. There are like in what's the book called? The Last Flight. There is a Grey. Well, no, he's not a Grey. No, there is Valia. Duh. Grey Warden with blood magic. And she actually makes the taint worse with blood magic. So yeah, I wonder if you could make it better. But I feel like that would have been tried already. Oh yeah, definitely by like Alexius and his son. So I feel like in the world of Thetis, there has been extensive research into Winter trying to get the taint away with blood magic. We just haven't heard of it yet. I like this theory, but I feel like it's going to be a little bit more complicated than that. Which that also would put into question how Fiona got cured, which I think you mentioned. But because like somehow she got cured by the pregnancy of Alistair. We don't know how, but I don't think blood magic was involved with that. So, I don't know. I like it. It has some holes, but it's one of those things where, like, if they went with that, I wouldn't be that angry. Well, I say that, but then you would think that someone would come up with the answer with that by now. So I feel like maybe blood magic would be involved, would be a lot more complicated than that. So I feel like close. This might be close. Yeah, but Fiona's cured by Merrick's magic semen. Okay, to be fair, Raven. She wasn't cured by the semen because she wasn't cured through all the time they were together. She was cured afterwards. So unless it's a very, very slow start, very slow cure, I'm going to say not the semen, but the baby, which also very weird. Can I just say, by the way, maybe this is just me, but like pregnancy magic kind of weirds me out. I don't know why. Maybe that I feel like that's just like a step too far in the weirdness for me. So if the fucking cure for the blight or whatever, it's just like everyone gets pregnant with Grey Warden babies, I'm gonna be so upset by that because that's so weird. Dragon blood magic, which okay, yeah, there we go. Maybe that's the complication for this. Maybe it has to be blood magic with dragon's blood, and because Merrick has the weird bloodline of dragon whatever in it, that somehow that has to do with it. And although that still doesn't, I don't know. It's somehow whatever the cure is, it has to happen also accidentally, with Fiona and Merrick. So, I don't know. Anyway, good one. Next. Lore video Griffins. Recently discovered your Dragon Age lore videos. Thank you. However, I noticed you haven't done a video on the history of Griffins. My curiosity was piqued when you mentioned the cold they got in your werewolves video. Now I need to know. Keep up the good work. See, a video on Griffins isn't a terrible idea, but I might put that one in my back pocket for a while. Mostly because I just want to say that Griffins are going to be Dragon Age 4, and I don't want to do like a whole video now on Griffins on the very small amount that we know, versus when Dragon Age 4 might come out eventually in 6 years from now, whatever the fuck. And then like a whole bunch of things in Griffins are known, and then the video is just kind of useless at that point. But I will say, so I'm going to say I'm not going to do a video on Griffins yet, not in the foreseeable future. But with the cold you mentioned in the werewolf video, that's going to be completely, like, all of that is what the book of The Last Flight is about, which I will be going over on this channel. So when I eventually get to The Last Flight, watch that and you will need to know. So that's that. This one has pictures. So yeah, we have pictures to go through with this one. Hello, Fussel, and hello, Octafluoride. Oh, there's so many people here now. Hi. Infested Jesus, best name so far. That is a good name. I'm just, let's see. So maybe by baby's blood, not semen. I would rather say baby's blood. Maybe it's baby dragon blood. Anyway. Okay. Tinfoil, but with pictures. I do appreciate pictures, Eli B. So if nothing else, you got an A+ in my book because you sent pictures. Hey, Gil. They say, I thought I'd share my weird Dragon Age ideas with you. Aren't you glad? I am. Thank you. Sorry this is a month late. So what I'm mentioning is nothing new lore theory-wise, but I found some interesting visual connections that I haven't seen highlighted in threads or videos before. Cool. Let's go into it then. Started down the rabbit hole because I kept feeling like Inquisition was forcing these Janus-style statues. Okay, let's reread this. I kept feeling like Inquisition was forcing these Janus-style statues and things the entire game. I'm not completely sure. This is from Laura. Good to know. So, what Laura's talking about here, again, not that great on Greek mythology. Maybe it's Roman. I always get those two confused. Janus is what the month January is named for, and I believe he was the god of, like, I don't want to say doorways, but like new beginnings or something like that. And I think like above a lot of doorways in Rome/Greek. God, I'm gonna butcher this because I don't remember it that well. Like you would have a face on there, and it'd be like the face of Janus. So I guess faces everywhere. Golly. Okay, so that's the information I know, and if that's not true, that's what I'm going into this PM with. Anyway, which made me start thinking. We have the tale of Falandin/Dirthamin, so I thought I'd start there, and it turned out pretty fruitful. So I found some transparent Valicin images on Tumblr and tried overlapping to see if it created a hidden image. Oh god, I didn't know, but bear with me, please. Anyway, here's what I direct you to. So this looks like Falandin's overlaps with Dirthamin. I got like a little skull there. Oh, here we go. Overlap Valicin, I note both the skeletal face and the 4 dots underneath, and the bottom with familiar eye sword design. Also, does the top not look like a bit like Origin statues Falandin? So I think you guys can see my cursor on this. So yeah, you can. Yeah, the skull very clearly. I can totally see the skull in the middle. That one's true. But yeah, if you don't remember the Dragon Age Origin statues, did they send one? No, they didn't send one. If you don't remember what that looks like, it's like this weird winged-headed monster thing. It's really bizarre, and I don't think we've really seen anything like it since. But it does look similar to that. The problem, I guess you could make out like hands holding some sort of spine thing, but I feel like that's more guesswork. The skull's pretty good though. There's also Bellatanus constellation, which has similar 4-dot motif. Is that on here? Oh, that's this one, yeah. Okay. Why is this so blurry? Maybe I need to, like, zoom out. Can I, like, zoom? Oop, it's only zoom in. Oops. I don't know why this is so blurry. I'm bad with computers, guys. Well, the mayor's house in Crestwood, I'm going to assume. Okay. We have a similar forward out motif, but how that would be connected, I have no idea, except that I think they're the ones who done it with Mythal. That's another topic entirely. Hope it's interesting. At least not a post you've seen 100 times. That is true. Thank you, Laura. What else? Well, she sent other pictures. Melting elf with melting dots. Where's the dots? Now, this image is from one of the, God, what's it called? The mosaics that you get. I think this is the one where the magisters are turning into the blighted magisters, if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, you can kind of see the melting fate. Maybe these are the dots? The problem with this is not her image, but the fact that these mosaics are so hard to see. Okay, but it does look like a skull with dots. Red statue one side. So these are one of those stone statues are all around the game. Open. Next statue other side. Closed mouth. Yeah, it does kind of look like a closed mouth. I guess you could say that. I always say I don't know what these things are. This might just be nothing. Maybe they kind of remind me of the Chasen statues from Origins. But 4 melting dots under the face between the arms. Between the arms. Okay, yeah, there you go. So let's see. And what's this? Defo looks like a melty man on top. Yeah. Yeah, this is one of those mosaics around Ferelden that I have no idea what it is. I guess you could say, like... It kind of reminds me of the, not the Terror Demon. It acts like a Terror Demon. Rage Demon? No, what's the demon from the Templar quest? Oh, God. The last one? Envy Demon. There it is. Kind of reminds me of the Envy Demon. But it's, like, everywhere, and it would make no sense for that image to be everywhere. So, okay. Oh, wait, there's 6. That was the 6th one. Okay, so... Laura. That is interesting with the melty man. I almost feel like it's coincidence, though. I would say this. This is one of those... Because, like, so far, all of this, for the most part, minus that one statue from Origins, this is all Inquisition stuff, so maybe it's just the art design of Inquisition. But if this is something that happens later in the series, it might be something to pay attention to. So, there you go. All right. Let's go to the next one. Possible theory. I'm not sure if this falls under the umbrella of common theories, but have you heard anything about the events of Inquisition and how they relate to the Canticle of Exultations? Oh, okay. I have heard stuff about it. If you are unsure of what the Canticle of Exultations is in the world of Thetis, they have the Chant of Light, and they have different, like, canticles. If you think about it like the real world Bible, a canticle is like a book of the Bible. The Canticle of Exultations is almost exactly like Revelations, which if you don't know anything about the Bible, the book of Revelations is like this crazy thing where, like, someone talking about the end of the world, and now, like, people everywhere say, like, that's going to be I will say I don't want to, like, throw people under the bus who believe that Revelations is going to be the end of the world. I'm Catholic and we don't believe that, but my mother is Baptist and I was also raised on those stories and also raised on, like, low-key making fun of her for it. So that's my history with Revelations. Anyway, but yeah, Canticle of Exultations. The way I believe it's written from the perspective of Draken, Cornelius Draken, the first emperor of Orlais, and he, like, sees the downfall, and, like, it's supposed to have a lot of these mirroring for Inquisitions. This is more like kind of an Easter egg, to be honest, more than, I guess, a theory, because before Inquisition came out, which I don't know if we had a full version of Exaltation before Inquisition came out, but, like, yeah, it's all already happened so far. I can't remember the exact, like, how Exaltation ends. I don't know if it actually goes past Inquisition, so if we want to look at it like a hint of Dragon Age 4, we go to the Canticle of Exaltations. But possible. So yeah, a fun little thing. Go read it. I'm not going to sit here and read the whole thing to you, but that could be a video, but I would rather talk about that when I'm talking about the whole Chant of Light. So, Chant of Light's a good video theory. So I guess from this, they're saying a theory about how the Inquisition going into Canticle of Exultations. What I'm taking out of it is maybe I need to do a video on the Chant of Light. I'll write it down. We'll put it down the list. Great. Something in the crazy in the Bible. What do Catholics believe about it then? Well, we believe, at least what I was taught. I don't know if I was taught well. Let's throw that out there. It's more like it's not a prophecy. It's something that some guy thought a long time ago. Like, it was the downfall of, I believe they want to say, like, the Jewish kingdom or something like that. I don't know religion that well. But that's what I remember being taught. It's not something in the future, but something happened in the past. Anyway. Let's see. But can you answer the most important question of all? Why do you people put sugar in bread? At least my mom, who's a better baker than me, she says it's something for the yeast to eat. I don't know if that's true or not. Anyway, streaming. Hi, I recently discovered your channel and podcast. Let me tell you, I love it. Thank you. Jordan, I stream anywhere. We do stream somewhere on Codex Added. It's linked on the front page of my channel. It's fairly new. This was sent about a month ago. Go check us out. We stream actual fun things and not just me doing this the entire time. I promise it's more entertaining. Because this is just me reading a lot. All right. It's Puggles again. Now, Puggles, you said not to read this, so I'm going to take it and not read it. So I'm going to skip it. Okay. Mickey Lee requests. I absolutely thank you. There are a few things I have questions about. Not sure if you made videos on these or not, but if you haven't, I would like to. The different types of darkspawns and the different types of darkspawns and if the different types are based on races. Oh, these are questions you have. Okay, the different types of demons and spirits and how they came to be the types what they are. Okay, let's go on the list. The different types of darksmen and if the different types are based on races. They are, yes. Hurlocks are humans. Genlocks are dwarves. Shrieks are the elves, which they have a lock name too. Elflock? Nah, that's not it. Are elves, and then the ogres are Canary. How that kind of goes down is if you have a poor woman that is kidnapped by the Darkspawn and turned into a broodmother, that human or that woman's race will depend on what Darkspawn she produces. So more human women, more Hurlocks, Dwarven women, Genlocks, which is the blight apparently gets a lot more human and Dwarven women, so there's a lot more Genlocks and Hurlocks compared to the very rare ogres and Dwarven or shrieks. Anyway, let's see. Oh, Dwarven Keyman before spawn. I know that topic. Yes, you do. Okay, the different types of demons and spirits and how they came to be the types they are. That one's more complicated. So, there's not like a set list of like, these are all of the demons that there can be. Because they keep adding new ones. Like, before Inquisition, there wasn't an envy demon. Like, it's the demons they just say is a demon of insert negative trait here. Kind of same thing with spirits, to be honest. It's more based on like emotions and feelings and stuff like that. So if you have a negative feeling, that would be a demon, like a demon of depression. Maybe there's a demon of anxiety, probably. And how they came to be the type they are. At least what the story we get from Solas. A spirit has a purpose. Like everything starts out as a spirit. That spirit has a purpose. That spirit's purpose is generally supposed to be fairly benign. Now there are spirits that we meet of like command, which it's mostly benign. When that spirit can no longer do its job, it like short circuits and is corrupted, and it keeps trying to do its job, but it's like not doing it very well, and it gets very frustrated. This is kind of me ad-libbing here, but then that's when it turns into a demon. That's what Solas tells us, and I aim to believe that. The Chantry, on the other hand, I believe just says that they're two separate things entirely. That, well, for one, there's pretty much no spirits. They just say everything's a demon. And then, like, the mage is like, well, no, there are spirits and there are demons, but they can become corrupted easily. So it's, I don't know, that's that. The Dwarven Empire before the first Darkspawn. Oh! The Dwarven Empire before the first Darkspawn. Now, maybe I should get Fussel on here because he's, much more of a Dwarven fan than I am. Yeah. So the Dwarven Empire before the first Darkspawn, they just spread all over Thedas underground. And they each had like big tags that were scattered about, and they were all connected by the deep roads. The Kalsharok was the capital for a very, very long time. Then some politics happened. It was moved to Orzammar. Shortly after the move from Orzammar, the blight came, and it just devastated the Dwarven Empire because a lot of people didn't have nowhere to go, and the service wasn't certainly going to help. So Orzammar essentially closed itself off because it had the door to the surface. They survived. I don't know how much more you want than that. Like, it's obviously more complicated. This is a very TLDR thing. But yeah, I'm gonna say that's good. Also, yeah, thank you. I run a tabletop game and use your videos for clarification and everything. Well, thank you. That's really cool. Which, as a side note, Mickey, maybe you could do this. Someone else. We need a Adventure Zone style, maybe podcast, video, whatever you call it, Critical Role. I don't know, thing with Dragon Age. I would love to watch that. I also don't know if I would want to make that because I kind of want to watch it. I'm making my own. I got too much stuff to make already. So if you're out there and you know a lot about Dragon Age tabletop game, I would love to watch your game or hear about it. All right, let's go next. Oh, that is unreadable. Okay. Why are these unreadable? Why does this not work? All right, let me just put this thing on real quick. Open up my thingamabobs. God, where was I? I have like 60 of these, by the way. Let's see. Where were we? Oh, okay. We were here, and then just keep going down. We'll open in photos again. All right, we're back. Okay. So Mickey Lee, that's the same guy from before, says, forgot to add in this last part, but you have some story holes I need to fill for my story arc for the DA game. I was wondering if you could help me out. Maybe. I like, it depends what the questions are. I know. I would say hit me up, but then again, this took like almost a month to get back to you, and then I'm also getting back to you in a live stream and linking you the thing. So, maybe. It depends on how bad. Like, I got a lot of stuff to do. It's like a very quick question. I will be glad to help you. If it's a larger question, I might not have the time. Maybe I can even... honestly, here's the thing. I am not the person... If you have questions, don't ask me. Don't ask me, because you're not going to get a fast answer. You're not going to get a fast answer if you ask me these questions. What you need to do is go to Thedas Lore. It's a subreddit. I'm sure they'd love to answer your questions. Or like just any fan community. I'm sure there's like what's the word I'm looking for? Forums that would be able to help you with this. Like, I'm not the only expert on Dragon Age. It's really not that hard to do it. I'm just the loudest, if that makes sense. So, yeah, if you can definitely ask me. I'll try to get back, maybe. But if you want a good, fast answer, just asking, like, Reddit or some other forum will be just as good, I promise. Anyway. Old gods and elven gods. Here we go. Hello, I'm a huge fan of yours. Thank you. I'm trying to skip all, like, the people saying they like my content because I feel weird doing that. But I do appreciate it. Thank you. Playing through Dragon Age, Inquisition again, romancing Solas. I'm so sorry. And during the Warden's story arc, Solas gets enraged about the Warden's plan to preempt the blight by seeking out the old gods deliberately. He seems almost nervous about them being found. If the remaining old gods are locked away untainted by the Darkspawn, is Solas worried about who these untainted gods are? We know Solas created the veil to lock away the elven gods. Yes, what exactly this is, I'm not sure. None of us are sure, to be honest. Seems Solas wanted both sets of powerful elves separated from each other. Yes. It seems the biggest juxtaposition of the Fade would be the deep underground and the old gods are. Perhaps dwarves aren't connected to the Fade or magic because the stone is closer to them underground. Wait, what? Perhaps dwarves aren't connected to the Fade or magic because the stone is closer to them underground. Okay, I get it now. And after centuries of living underground and being connected to the stone and the Titans, disconnected from the magical world. Stopping mid-sentence here to say that, at least from the accounts we have in Trespasser of ancient elves interacting with dwarves, they kind of talk like the dwarves like don't have magical abilities still, that they are connected to the Titan already. Maybe that was them going under with the thing all that long, but yeah. Anyway, Flemeth comes in, more so does an old god baby. Flemeth seems comfortable with Kieran and the fact that he has the soul of an old god. It doesn't seem foreign to her. She acts as if it's one of a kind. We know the old gods, when tainted, become archdemons and start the blights, which are giant dragons. Flemeth can also become a giant dragon. It seems that every DA game, we get more questions than answers when it comes to the lore, but the way Solas reacts versus the way Flemeth reacts to the old gods seems very different. Almost like Solas is scared of who the old gods are and what they do if awoken untainted. I didn't really have any evidence to back it up. So-and-so, thank you. Okay. So, a couple things. So, first off, Solas getting arranged by the wardens. I always, which you're right, I have no idea why he does that. I don't think anyone has a really good answer. I've seen some good guesses. But about, I always saw him getting angry at them trying to preempt the blight. Not so much about them killing the, well, I guess it is about killing the old gods a little bit, isn't it? I guess I always read it not so much that they wanted to kill the old gods, but, well, not, how do I word this? Not that the old gods would die, but that the old gods were doing something, and to kill them would be a bad thing, if that makes sense. Like, if killing the old gods wouldn't do this bad thing, then he wouldn't be as messed up by it. At least that's how I read it. Could be wrong, though. I will completely say that. But let's see. But what are they? I guess when I read this, it's just a bunch of questions that I agree with the questions, but there's no answers. So yeah, I guess I agree with it. This is also, I'll be completely honest, I have a bit of dyslexia, and like a big block of text like this, it's really hard for me to read sometimes, so maybe that's just that. Which, please, if you send things that are very long, I will love you forever if you break it up into very small sentences and blocks. That would make my life. Anyway, so yeah, I guess I don't really have anything else to say on this. But yeah, I guess what this is essentially saying is old gods are the forbidden ones, forgotten ones, whatever it is. And yeah, that's a common theory. But yeah, I guess maybe. It's a common theory because it's a good theory, you know? Like, I don't want to, like, poo-poo on it too much. I guess I just, yeah, there's not a lot of things to back it up, but I have to say, yeah, there isn't much to back it up, but it's an interesting comment. Thank you. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, God, I thought I was going to do it again. Oh, no, I didn't pull up these videos. This will be fun. What's the question I might be able to answer? Fossil, at least for the last one. The question wasn't, it was more just saying, what are the old gods the forgotten ones? And yeah, that we can't really answer at that point. At least that's what I got out of it. I think if the old gods have anything to do with the elves, it's just that they're the forgotten ones, but it'd be good if they were their own thing. I agree, Ashara. Honestly, I love the elves. I know that's my bias. That being said, I don't want the old gods to be the forbidden ones. I want them to be their own thing. They could be, I'm sure, they could interact, they could do whatever, but I want them to be their own thing. What if it turns out the world's natural state as Solas imagined it is just what he grew up with the Fade merged with his own world with something of an arist. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, so Ryan McCannon says, I don't think I have the chat on the screen for this, so I'll read it in proper. What if it turns out that the world's natural state as Solas imagined it is just that he grew up with the Fade merged with the world with something Evanurus did before his time? Possible? That would be interesting, because then, like, I feel like my personal feelings on Solas's plan, quote unquote, is that, like, it's awful terrible. I get it, but it kind of almost makes a terrible sense that the veil needs to come down because it's cracking, and it's going to need to, like, come down because that's how the world naturally is. But in your theory, it almost sounds, well, that's what you're implying. That maybe there was something naturally there keeping it up to begin with. And if that's true, then that could very easily be what the plot of Dragon Age 4 is. We try to find this natural mechanic rather than this man-made one. So that would be a really interesting story part. I like that. All right, let's go on. Tinfoil theory, the Forbidden Ones are ancient Andraste-style abominations. I could dig it already. Okay. Found your channel about 2 weeks ago, and this is about 2 weeks late, so that I guess is fitting. Don't have a huge amount of evidence, it's a bit tinfoily, but I felt worth sharing. Thank you. Okay, theory. Oh man. Oh guys, this is okay. If you want the perfect format for me to understand, because I'm a stupid lady, it's this. Perfect A+. I don't even care what this says now. I love it. Theory. I think the Forbidden Ones were elven mages who accepted a spirit into their body, and some personality trait or problem they had twisted the spirit into a demon. And hello, dog. And eventually, that demon overtook the original person, becoming them. Clear, concise, one sentence. Tarkin. Oh, thank you for this. This is a gift. Anyway. Evidence. 1. The Forbidden Ones are regarded as demons, but none of them have demon names. Just about all the spirits and demons we meet in the game have traits or emotions as names, in a lot of examples. The exception to this are spirits and demons that have fully or mostly merged with the person. Cull, Aldred, and Anders, meaning the demons named Gax King, Sevenkex, Imshale, and the Formless Ones stick out like a sore thumb. Despite Imshale's protests, then he's a spirit of choice. I will pause here. I guess, sort of. I guess I was thinking of Audacity, the thing that Meryl, does it. But yeah, Audacity is just like an emotion. Okay, never mind. I'm wrong. Let's continue. Let's see. I need water. Hold on. Okay, I think this indicates that there is once more, but yes, like Anders and Justice. A point of evidence I can give for this is from Dragon Age 2. If you rival Anders, complete his personal quest and take the aggressive dialogue, Justice takes over and angrily shouts, "I am Anders." And I'm assuming this is a video for that, but I'm an idiot and didn't get the video. This is in addition to all the times Anders insists that he and Justice are one, which I think also count. Okay, 2. Oh, that was all 1. Okay, 2. We know that ancient Elven was integrally tied to the Fade and that spirits are everywhere, as evidenced by the Vira Thara Active Listeners Codex. Yes, I think it stands to reason that, like the Avar, Elven warriors may have used in battle... Whoa, I read that wrong. Elven warriors may have used spirits in battle to aid them. And we all know elves were mages, so it's pretty much certain that some of them became abominations, whether in the Anders fashion or a more traditional method. I think this could be the beginning of the Forbidden Ones. I'm silent because I dig it. I'm really digging this. Okay. Counterpoints. Wynn seems to be a bit of an exception to the naming convention, but that may be because her spirit of faith is acting as background and giving her strength, not fighting for control of the body. A possible point against Anders/Justice being one is that if you bring Anders to the Fade, Justice will announce himself as such. Yes. But this could be just to keep Hawk and the player from being confused, so take it as you will. That is such an underrated point there, to be honest. Like, so many people send me these things, and, like, I just have to say, like, oh, it could be a lore thing, but it's more likely a game mechanic. I appreciate that. Okay, this whole section is mainly speculation on my part with very little basis in cold hard facts, so I find the ideas very attractive. That's fair. Conclusion, even though a lot of the basis of this comes from speculation, I think there's a decent amount of in-game evidence to hint at the idea that Forbidden Ones started as elven iron Ander-style abominations that were taken over by their demon and survived through the centuries if nothing else. I call this a headcanon. I hope you enjoyed tinfoil. I love it! Accepted! Okay, yeah. No, I dig this. I dig this. Oh, man. Like, I don't even know what to add. This was great. Thank you. God, part of me wants to make this a video, but the other part is like, this was great right here. Maybe I'll just clip this up and make it the video. Oh, God. This is... Tarquin, thank you. This was a great read. It's a great one. Yay. I have nothing else to say on it. Yeah, this is great. Abaddon in the chat, 27 Abaddon says, what would be the point of having a spirit aid you as a warrior if you could do magic yourself? Anyway though, as an ancient elven warrior. I mean, I don't have any hard answers because I don't really know for certain, but like it would enhance your abilities is more done is what I'm thinking. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just dig this, man. I dig this. I don't know what to do with it now. I feel like I was just given a really great gift, but I don't like have anything to do with it. Like, this is great. Yeah. Tarquin, thank you. This is, yeah, I'm just going to sit here and say this is great for like 6 minutes, so I'm going to continue on. But yeah, thank you. Okay, this is floofy. Tinfoil Mythal Solas with like the saddest face. Okay. Hi, I wrote on Twitter, but I'm not sure if the message came through. It probably did. I'm just a giant piece of garbage and haven't checked my Twitter messages in for a while because I'm afraid to. So I thought I could contact you via Reddit, which, you know, good on you. I'm hoping I'm not disturbing you. You are not. I have a really important to me question for you. I tried dealing with it by completely submerging into theory videos on YouTube, but at this point, it's just so impatient that even switching between several videos every 2 minutes is not possible. Everything started with me finding a theory video. Oh, man, I didn't get the video. Okay. About Mythal being the betrayer and Solas being Mythal's slave. I'm so obsessed with Solas' backstory by now that I can't even deal with words now. I really want to hear your thoughts about this, and thank you for the rest. Okay. Let's see. Well... So, Mythal wasn't, well, about Mythal being the betrayer. Mythal was betrayed. I don't think she was the betrayer, but then again, that's like, I'm sure, so in the grand scheme of things, I'm sure someone thought Mythal was a betrayer, so I feel like that's fair. But yeah, the idea, so to speak, is Mythal... She was murdered by somebody. She was betrayed, and Solas was his slave. Was her slave. That is a very, very popular fan theory. We don't really have any confirmation on it. I kind of like it because of... I should say a lot of this is based on Solas being really, really into Mythal, and then also, I believe it's in Trespasser. Maybe it's not. Now I can't remember what thing is, but Cole mentions that... a mysterious somebody wiped the Valasline from his face, and it left a scar. Now, Solas have a very tiny little baby scar on his face. So people are... I'm talking so much. I'm sorry. My throat's just so dry. So, yeah. Unfortunately, I can't really give you any hard facts because it's really just a theory. But yeah, Solas used to have her Valasline, and then he took it off somehow, probably by his own doing. Mythal seemed to be cool with it because they were friends. Maybe she even freed him, and he became a god. That's kind of like all we really know for... Well, not even that's mostly theory. Yeah, I'm sorry I can't really help you with this. I will say, though, if you want to read some great fan theory... this is less theory and more like story. If you're into fan fiction, an unfinished fan fiction that's still really good by Fey Knights is Looking Glass. From what I've heard of you in these few minutes, you're going to love Looking Glass. I like it too. It's great. Oh, Floofy, you're in the chat. Hey, Floofy. I like how your Reddit name has 3 Fs, but this one is 2. Does your Twitter have 1 F? Anyway, but yeah, Floofy, now that you're here, read Looking Glass if you haven't already. This really explores that idea much better than I probably could. And from what I know of Fey Knight, she knows her Dragon Age stuff really well. So, Abandoned put it, he did not want a body, but she asked him to come. He left a scar when he burned her off his face. Yeah, that's the exact quote that we think is why he was with Mythal. Wasn't he in a sense? Doesn't Cole say something about alluding to Solas having Mythal's tattoos? Well, what Abaddon posted right there. I started with Twitch because someone stole my name. Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway, okay. What Abaddon posted right there is all we got. That is everything. It doesn't technically say Mythal, but there's only 3 different female elven gods, and we just assume it's Mythal because of the connection with them. So yeah, I really don't. Unfortunately, like I get why you like this idea. I kind of like it myself. What I've been saying for the past couple minutes is all we know. If you want a really good thing to just explore that the Looking Glass, Fey Knight knows her lore. She does a really good job piecing it together, and I think that if we were to see a lot more of Arlathan and Solas' slavery, I think it would look a lot similar to what we see in Looking Glass. That's my bias, perhaps, for it. Anyway, what was the name of fanfiction again? Looking Glass by Fey Knights. Feynits. She's a lot on Tumblr. I think it's a girl. I don't know. She has a whole bunch of different other Solas fanfictions. You're going to love it. Oh, there you go. Alpaca has it. Anyway, Floofy, thank you. All right. AG Sam. Oh, my. I'm on Discord. Whoops. This streamed that out live. Okay. Oh, God. Okay, this, oh, boy. This is my last one of the day. Okay, this is my last one of the day, guys. This might take all 30 minutes. Okay, so for one, this is Gourmet Vegan Thetis, if I remember the username correctly. But she runs a Thetis cooking blog that's really fun. I saw this email when I was getting screenshots for this, and I think I just forgot to see this when I was doing the book club, which is why I included it here, because I feel wicked bad because I didn't think I included this in the book club videos. And if I did, I have really forgotten, just like the past month of my life. All right. So this is a lot to read. So I'm like, more than the others, I'm really going to skim this. So like, Essam, I'm sorry if I'm not doing you justice, but at least people here can sit here and see what you read, like all the nice things you wrote. Now, technically, this is a Reddit comment that she made. There's a link there at the bottom, which I guess you can't click because this is a video. But yeah. So the original Reddit thread was just asking like about Asunder and Wynn. So she loves Asunder. A loose theory about the staff. Okay, so if you don't know about Asunder very well, at one point, God, and I have to explain all of Asunder, but not really. Okay, so Asunder, Wynn is trying to save her son Reese from the bad guys. We'll just say that, and she goes into the sewers with Evangeline, which is a Templar woman, anyway. And she goes into the sewers of Valrio to a locker that she has rented out, and she pulls out in what is described as an evil staff that she got from the hero of Ferelden. So this is about that. I think it came from the Deep Roads, specifically Gadash Tig. In the Witch Hunts DLC, you travel with Dalish Elf, and a Circle Mage, you put clues together about Morrigan's whereabouts. One of the places you pick up clues is in the Tig, and I think one of the loot items is a red staff. All right. I gotta turn off this Discord thing, because otherwise people are going to get really confused about their own Discord. There we go. All right. Let's see. We don't actually get with the staff. We do not actually get what that is or where we got it. So yeah, apparently your hero of Ferelden gave Wynn like a very evil staff. I guess my one critique on the yeah, okay. So what I was thinking is that it's in the underground. Why would a Tig have a staff? But it's Cadas Tig, which does have home of the elves. So, or not home of the elves, but they house some elves at one point. And yeah, okay, that makes sense if that's that then. Which then that makes the question of Wynn wasn't in Witch Hunt, so maybe it was a gift later, I guess. But yeah, okay. I absolutely think that the staff that Wynn fetches in the sewers of Valrio is a staff that either uses red lyrium or was made of red lyrium. This parallels between Meredith and Wynn are indeed striking, but more than that, I think the spirit gave Wynn some kind of resistance to red lyrium's full effects. She does not fully obsess over her struggle to strike a bargain or for more mage liberation and chantry appeasement. Unlike Meredith, who became destructively fixated on quashing mage disobedience and Templar insurrection. Which, yeah. I guess my one critique on it is that this is a good idea that the staff that she had was made of red lyrium, but then they just didn't do anything with it, you know? So, yeah, I feel like, God, in a reversal of a lot of things I've been saying this stream, this is almost like something that hasn't happened, but I want it to. You know, like it would make sense for this to be red lyrium. That'd be a really good part in the book. Maybe that was even supposed to be the intention, but they just edited it out and never did anything with it. So it's just this weird part. Honestly, that part in Asunder just makes no sense. You can cut it out and the rest of the book will be fine. It really has no point there. So I want this to be real, to at least have some sort of point of why that staff was in the book, because it is really, of all so far of the reread that I've been doing of all these novels, that point, that part of the book doesn't make a lot of sense. It really doesn't. It really didn't need to be there, and it was really dramatic for really not much of a payoff. So yeah. And I think people are wanting me to skip this. Well, I'm not going to read it all because I think I'd be allowed to say one main thing we do know is that spirits tend to press tightly against the veil. When Wynn says to Reese that she knows the spirit's purpose, I don't think that it's Wynn talking. I think that it's the spark of life talking. Okay. So we're going on to the spirit. I believe the spirit was trapped in the physical world within Wynn, much like Justice is, or was, depending on your gameplay, yeah. And I think that the only way the spirit could be freed was if it could fill its purpose as the spirit of the spark of life. The spirit may also have foreseen Reese's and Evangeline's path in life, seen their past, their presence, their futures together, which that is a thing that spirits can do. The spirits, if we assume the thoughts of spirits above, could have foretold the events of Reese and Evangeline's lives. So with that in mind, what great feats Reese and Evangeline could possibly come to fulfill? Will we see them in Dragon Age 4? I hope so, because Reese is really cute. Ending Wynn's life was necessary for the spirit to return to the Fade. I think Wynn realized that too, which is probably why she was so at peace with it. Yep. All right. That's that. So I guess we'll just talk about the spirit now, just to rant about something. So yeah. So if you don't know the end of Asunder, which spoilers, I guess. At the end of Asunder, so the spirit that you find out that Wynn has in Dragon Age Origins, she passes it on to Reese's lover, new lover, I guess, Evangeline, who is a Templar. Does it make her a Seeker? I have no idea. It's a great question, though. So now Evangeline supposedly has the spirit, although when she talks to Reese, she says she can't feel it. So what I feel like Eslam is talking about here is that it might actually be that it fulfilled its purpose, gave Evangeline the spark of life, and poof, it's actually gone now. That it's not there anymore. Evangeline doesn't actually have it, which is possible. Now, we do see it go into Evangeline. We don't see it go out of Evangeline. So I want to say it's still there, but I think that is a good idea, that maybe it fulfilled its purpose and it's done. It's gone. So, Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say on that. Oh. I didn't know that was you. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Okay, so the person saying to skip this is is Essam. Hello. I have seen this account all over here. I had no idea that was the same person. Oh God. Here's the thing. When you guys, okay, here's another rant. I don't know who is who, like there's people I recognize and all the time. I don't like you guys end up being the same person as someone. I get really confused. But thank you. Does the spirit cure Evangeline of lyrium withdraw? Ooh, that's a good question. This is all I have on the Reddit thing, so I think I'll take a few minutes here to just answer chat questions if you want. So Raven Smith says, does the spirit cure Evangeline of lyrium withdrawal? I don't know, but that would make a lot of sense if it does, because at the end of the book, they're kind of like everything with the drama of withdrawal is just kind of gone, like there's not that much of a thing about it. And also because at the end of the book we don't really get any answers, and since we haven't really seen them a lot in the series since then. They're mentioned in Inquisition, but they didn't really mention anything about Templar abilities. I would like to say it did, though, just because it would make a lot of sense. So, yeah. Could the Darkspawn infect a Titan? That was by Regalato. I think so. Maybe I hope I pronounced that right. I would say yes. They actually the Tig where Varric found the lyrium idol. Let's have something nice on the screen while I just rant on questions. But when Varric finds that red lyrium idol in the deep roads in Dragon Age 2, well, I guess Hawk 2, that whole place is covered in red lyrium. The whole place is covered in red lyrium. At the very end of the boss, you also fight like this rock monster thing, which looks a lot like the Guardian of the Titan or whatever in the Descent DLC. So what people are thinking is that whole place was a blighted Titan. And yeah, red lyrium. If there's red lyrium, there's probably a blighted Titan. So far, so did. So yeah. So I would say yes. Do you think a Forgotten One will somehow show up in Dragon Age 4 for Solas and Evanura's drama? I hope so. I so hope so. Just because. Do you know how much it bothered me? Like, especially like the Dalish elves. You get there and you get there. And at the end of Trespasser, and Solas is all like, I will answer all your questions. And you can answer like a whole bunch of questions, and not one of them was about the Forgotten Ones. That would have been like the first thing on my mind, right? Okay, anyway, so I hope they do come up, because like they seem like a very important piece of the puzzle that we're missing, and they're just really not talked about. Someone asked before, but what do you think of the Black City equals Arlathan? I did talk about this in the Common Theory video. Actually, did I talk about my theories? Not my theories, but my thoughts on it. I don't remember. Anyway, but my thoughts on it. I think it's possible. Like I guess what I'm stuck on is that it could be I do think it's something elven. I will say that. I do think it's something elven. I just don't know if it's Arlathan. It could be another city. It could be whatever. I guess what makes me wonder is that there are Tevinter stories of them sinking it into the ground, and then in Origins when Tamlin looks into like the mirror, he's like, I see a city and it's dark. So like that almost like connects itself, in a weird way. So, in a sense, I kind of almost want Arlathan to be somewhere sunken underground, and that's what Tamlin saw and got sucked into, and that would kind of like put a whole big, what to do at the Dalish opening. At the same time, then what the heck's the Golden City? I don't know. Maybe it is the two different sides, though, because when the Veil came up, it kind of split Elven ruins in two. So maybe one half is in the Deep Roads, one half is in the Golden City. So maybe that's it. I guess that's my thoughts on it. Is it makes a lot of sense. And there is no other good theory about it. So yeah, I guess, like, I subscribe to the Black City equals Arlatham because I have not even heard a single other theory of it being something else. So, I suddenly want a companion to reveal themselves as a major player in the history of Thedas, but they're forgotten one and nobody knows who they are. That would be really good, actually. Like, I feel like doing it in Dragon Age 4, though, would be, like, too soon. Like, maybe Dragon Age, like, 6, when we're all kind of down and out from the whole Solas thing. And we're all obsessed with Dragon Age 4 and 5 or whatever, and that's when you do it. I still hold the theory that the Golden City is the Palace of Elgar'nan and Arlathan is the common city where everyone else lives. I like that, too. That's a good one. Now, maybe we save this for the Dragon Age 4 stream, but I want to know why you think Elgar'nan specifically, maybe not Mythal. Frida says, will you ever talk about your main characters and stories? One video that I kind of hinted at on my Twitter, and it's kind of in development hell just because I've been so busy, is one where it's a very self-indulgent video, because I know not everyone wants to see it, is just me sharing my actual sliders for Inquisition of the character that's on screen and, like, all my other ones, because I got a lot. But along with that, just, like, giving a short blurb on, like, who they are and whatnot. So I guess that's when I'll do it, but it's so far on the back burner, I do not know when that's going to be at all. But yeah, thank you, Frida. Floofy says, I think it'd be pretty cool to have a theory / maybe fan art / fanfics Discord for everyone here. Would that be something you want to do? I'd even offer to help set it up. So if we want to get technical, I do actually have a Discord, but it's for Patreon users only. I did have a poll earlier within the year within the Patreon users to actually make that public and have everyone talk about it. The one hang up is I've just been so busy, I haven't really been able to get a good filter system on there. So I'm afraid that right now the filter on there is very loose. So if you want to pay like $1 or whatever, and like, I shouldn't say that. Well, at least you'd pay me money, I guess. Yeah, I guess if you want to pay, let's say like $10 and you go on a racist rant, unfortunately it would be seen by everyone before I took it down. But I don't know. Please don't do that. But then again, I guess I get $1 out of it. Anyway, so yeah, I gotta set that up first before I really open up to the public, which is something I do want to do. I just haven't gotten the time to it. And I will say, like, even if I did release that, there are actually a lot of Dragon Age Discords with that. The BioWare Outpost kind of does that stuff. Our Dragon Age Discord does that too. There's Dragon Age specific ones for modding if that's more your speed. I'm sure there's one for like artists and fan fiction and stuff like that. So like if you want a Dragon Age only thing, like and like me being there doesn't matter, then those are some really great options. Now if you want something for specifically people who watch my content, then that's something I would look to be doing. At this point, because I'm so busy with Dragon Forge Day, I guess, stuff, I would look to that maybe happening within the new year. So that's that. There was more things. What do you think the chances are what do you think the chances are that the big bag of Dragon Age 4 is not Solas? I will say that when I was playing the series for the first time, I would like all the games are so different from each other when you really look at them from afar. So like when I would finish Origins of like, oh, the next one's about the Blight. Dragon Age 2, well, it's going to be the Mage Templar War. And then like the Inquisition, it's like, well, the Mage Templar War, who cares? It's Corypheus. So like, whatever I think to going on the game always subverts my expectations and is something else. So like, in a very cynical way, I would say higher than I would want it to be. But like, I think if they did a villain that wasn't Solas, I would be like, what the hell are you doing? Now, it may turn out that we like team up with Solas or something. I don't know. I could totally see it happening where at the start of the game, the villain is Solas and then like the Forgotten Ones pop up or something. And now we both have to fight the Forgotten Ones, you know, like, so, you know, something like that. But anyway, I need water. Hold on. What is the name of your outfit mod? Oh, what is the name of that? Here, I can look it up real quick. The name of it, let me... Also, here's something that people have asked a couple times, so I'll take off the splash screen. People have asked, like, how I do my files. So these are all of my Dragon Age files, split up by games. This one's actually the fly cam. It's just weirdly worded. Mods are just the mods I'm currently using. Generic are like, I have a couple of save files where it's just like a generic faced hawk or whatever. Anyway, but we're going to Inquisition. Ori is the one you see on screen. We're going to go to her mods. And it's Skyhold Leather Elf Female Dragon Age mod. Well, that is absolutely no help. Thank you, mod. Well, let me pull up the scratch screen because I'm showing their mod. I want them to give them some credits. So let me look up the. Oops. It's a pretty old one, I'll say. All right, here it is. Oh God, what have I done? Is it on the screen? Okay, good. This is the outerwear one that I used. Outerwear by Jack Feely. They have both human and elves. For some reason, the green one that I'm using is only for elves. They have a red version too, and then they have some human ones. But yeah, cute mod. I love it. Anyway, back to whatever. So, Frosty or Nexus? I currently use Nexus because most of the mods that I prefer are on Nexus, but I never actually used Frosty yet, so eventually I will use Frosty. I just want to do a couple things first. Will we ever get to see a player-controlled character use a spear? They obviously exist, but we never get to use them. God, I hope. Just any other like weapon styles I think would be really good. Because they kind of at least have the animations for it. Now, that would be interesting if they have like race-specific weapons, because like you see Canaries with spear all the time, so that would be a good one. Maybe like humans could have that giant book thing that you could see walking around in Dragon Age Inquisition. I don't know. That'd be interesting. Legion of Storm says, what about the Sandal Prophecy? I think DA4 would be after the veil is taken down. It could be. The Sandal Prophecy I always saw as prophesizing Solas, and then like what Solas wants to do, not necessarily a threat, maybe, but it'd be read either way. Puzzlecorn says, how's the microphone treating you so far? I love mine, never would use another. The microphone has been great, I will say. Oh, so here's a story about microphones. For those of you who don't know fancy schmancy microphones, me and Puzzlecorn accidentally got the same microphone. We have an XLR microphone, and what that is like it's just a big old honking thing that you can't plug into your computer. You need something in between it. So that's something in between it, which I always forget the actual name of. I bought one, which was the same one as Fussel. Fussel, I hated it. I hated the music, the audio compressor or whatever. I hated it so much because there was like this underlying whine on it. I actually went out and bought another one. It's the same brand, but like one with more buttons and stuff like that. So I have more control now, which is confusing, but also my husband knew how to work it. So great. But yeah, that's my rant on microphones. Love the mic. Hated the thing in the middle. Glad I got to do one is working a lot better. Did Thanksgiving make anyone else want to go back and play Dragon Age Origins? You know, I wanted to do anything because I was home and couldn't be with my computer. Pathogen7 says, if the veil is taken down, everyone would be a mage, right? So no more warriors or rogues. Well, no, not necessarily. Like, Solas talks about, how there were, like, warriors in ancient Arlathan, but they used magic as well. It's not, like, people would still train to be warriors and rogues. It's just, like, they would also have magic with it. Audio interface. Tusslecorn. Okay, that's what it is. But, yeah. Cucci Flagrante, that's a fun one, says you can... Oh, no. I went up and I lost the comment. The comment was essentially you can use Frosty and Mod Manager at the same time. I have not figured out how to do so, so I need to do so. But yeah, Big Daddy Sauce says, you have a husband. Yes, I do. I have been married for almost 5 years now. So, yeah, please stop. Here's the thing. Please stop sending me messages that I'm cute or something. Like, no, sorry, Big Daddy Sauce. No offense to you. This just got me on a rant here. That's weird. I'm married. Stop it. Legion of Storm says, Sandal did say one day the magic will come back, all of it. Oh, that is fair. That's like the opening line of it. I guess that makes sense with the veil. So yeah, maybe it is a prophecy, duh. But it's more. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm trying to remember the rest of it. One day the magic will come back, all of it. Everyone will be just as they were. The scars will open wide, something like that. Yeah, anyway. And we're just like they were. What were humans? Honestly, we don't know. Humans only became, I wouldn't say they only came to Thetis, but the records of them, sorry, so the other comments got me laugh. Okay, sorry. What were the humans before us? Asked Susuga. Susuga, well, before any records that we have of before the veil, quote unquote, they don't actually talk about humans. Humans came close to the fall of Arlathan, which would be when the veil got taken up. So, yeah. I have no idea what they are beforehand. No one compares to the majesty of Mr. Gill. The librarian is not here to flirt, so don't. Oh god, you're gonna give him a big head. Which I think I still have that splash screen he made me on here. Here, hold on, let me there you go. Michael made me a beautiful splash screen to use on the other channel. That's supposed to be our dog Jinx. It honestly kind of looks more like a kangaroo. But yeah, that's my husband. Wonderful man. Anyway. You still have a husband until you wake up one day for his true love for a specific, very cultured and devilishly handsome German that can bake up all the Black Forest cake. We need more videos of Mr. Gill. Let's talk about Mr. Gill for a minute. I think we've made this known. Mr. Gill is not a fan of Dragon Age at all. He just really can't get into it. So I guess that's one reason I don't have him on the channel that much. He doesn't like being in front of people that much, and he doesn't like Dragon Age. So, like, this entire channel is not cool. He does absolutely love. Honestly, there's been times I've gone to bed, and I've been woken up because Michael is just laughing so hard because he's responding to sarcastic and kind of mean comments to you guys in the videos. He honestly is the joy of his life to talk to you guys and, like, kind of make fun of it. Now, Mr. Gill has threatened to make, like, the Mr. Gill channel, like, an actual thing. I don't know if he's actually going to do that because he's busy with, like, you know, his work and other projects. So, like, I don't know if he'll actually do that. I keep pushing him to because that would be kind of fun. But, yeah. Teru Mikami 819 says, do you think it would be interesting if our next protagonist was a descendant of one of the 7 magisters who created the blight? Yes, I do. Well, technically, House Amladaris, well, I don't know if they actually changed their name since then, but Corypheus does have descendants that are living, and they live in Tevinter, I believe. So yeah, we could totally do it. I don't know if they would, though. I think what would be more interesting. So, well, take that idea, but then also take it with, like, I guess the only one alive would be the architect. So I guess an architect, well, that we know of, I should say. The architect's, I don't know, great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchild or whatever, they meet. That would be what I would be interested in. I would love to see a video of him trying to ID NPCs similar to last year's companion character video. Maybe. It would have to be, like, really odd-looking NPCs, because some of the NPCs look kind of similar. I'll say this. The next time I'm sick, which will probably happen soon, because it always happens in winter, that'll be on my mind. I'll say that. Nicole Klein says, do you find it strange that Avar mages are regularly possessed and can easily reverse it? Yes, yet the rest of Thetis is irreversible. There we go. That's the word. Yes, it is weird. I have mixed feelings on that part of the Jaws of Hakon. So if you don't know, on the Jaws of Hakon, there's a side quest where you find out that just Avar regularly get possessed and unpossessed like it's no big fucking deal. And you mean to tell me that's just like a thing now? Like that, it seems. People always complain to me, like, hey, Katie, why don't you talk more about the things that they retconned? And I'm like, yeah, some of the things I don't feel like are that retconned. That's one of those ones I'm like, that's a little whack. That's a little retcon, guys. Come on now. Like, I feel like it should be harder than whatever they say to do, which is like, you go do a small sacrifice or something. So, yeah, it does kind of bother me, I guess. And yeah. And I think what bothers me more is that they're probably never going to go back to that. Like, that was just a cool little thing, and now we're going to go. That was a loud pop impressive. Oh, sorry, that was me slamming my cup down in frustration. I have a cheap... My husband and I are cheap, so we got, like, cheap plastic cups. This one is from my college, from his 50-year anniversary, like, a decade ago, that I got from, like, a pawn shop or something. Anyway. Justin Nerd says, I hope the protagonist of Dragon Age 4 is like the son or daughter of a magister, and you have to work to unite Tevinter and the Canary against Solas. That would be a good origin for a human. But, like, I guess I would want to play, like, the elves and the dwarves and the Canary, and that couldn't exactly happen. But for a human, that'd be fun. Danielle Watt says, I would, for Split the Veil, do an episode on the ethics of circle and apostates and tranquility. I will pass on to Jordan because we are recording this weekend, and at the moment we've been so busy we have no idea what we're talking about. So, Danielle Watt, if I don't mention your name and we go over that, it means I've forgotten and I apologize. Liz Rue says, what do you think of the Griffins and the possible Grey Warden Civil War, maybe a Grey Warden subplot for Dragon Age 4? I am kind of convinced that it's going to be there, for a couple of reasons. One, the book The Last Flight. Why would they tell us that the Griffins were going to return if they weren't going to do anything with it? Two, if you romance Blackwall and send him to the Wardens, which is a very specific world state that not many people did, you get an ending where Blackwall dies. If he goes to the Wardens, he dies. But you get sent his badge and is it white or black? I can't remember. A Griffin feather, essentially. So Blackwall apparently has something to do with Griffins. But... yeah. Oh, and one more thing. There's what I like to call the Red Rook book. It's this red book with it's like a in chess, like a rook with like a wolf's head on flames. I am completely convinced, I know not everyone is, that is the thing for Dragon Age 4. I think it's kind of like a mood book type of thing where they talk about like, well, here's what we kind of want things to look like and whatever, and it reused a lot of old artwork and whatnot. And one of those is a spread of a whole bunch of costume designs. And in that costume designs is a lot of things that could potentially be for Dragon Age 4, and some of it wasn't in Dragon Age Inquisition. One of those is a whole bunch of wardens. So, and one of them does kind of look like it could be a rider for some sort of a griffin, like a warden griffin outfit, if that makes sense. So I think that's why it's going to be in there, those three things. Beside that, I would just like to see it. I would love to see a griffin. I want to ride a griffin. I want to do all that stuff. I want my warden. I don't care if they say it ain't coming back. We all have a warden or a warden commander. They're going to come back, swoop down on a griffin. That's the only thing that makes me happy. I'm kidding. But yeah, that's what I would like. Does anyone know, Mac Russo says, does anyone know if they intend to further explore Titans and Dwarven culture in Dragon Age 4? I love that storyline. I don't know, but I would like it. It would make a lot of sense for them to include that. Now, we're going to Tevinter in the next game. That's been pretty well established. In Tevinter, they actually have a very large presence of dwarves there. Tevinter used to be aligned with the dwarves. It's one of their first allies. And I can't imagine there won't be some sort of dwarven something coming out of that Tevinter Dwarven Society. So, if nothing else, we will get to know more about the Dwarven Society in Tevinter, which is very alienated from the Orzammar dwarves. So, I think that'd be really fun. Let's see. Big Daddy Sauce. I love that name, by the way. Do you think it would work if after they do all the Dragon Age games, they could move on to a different game series with a different age? Probably. Which, yeah, that's another thing. Dragon Age is, unlike Mass Effect, very limited in time because it's only about 100-year span of Thetis, and we're already halfway through it, you know? Like, maybe they can get a couple more games, but yeah, they're gonna... Dragon Age is going to turn into something age eventually. It has to, or it just ends. I don't really know. But yeah, I would hope so. I would like to see even going earlier, like before the Ancient Age, and exploring all that. Going forward would be cool too. Really, just more of this world would be nice. Jay Spear says, tinfoil hat here, let's do it. Sandal may be talking about everything in his... Oh, sorry. Sandal may be talking about everyone in his specific race, as in the dwarves. Oh, I see, with the prophecy. My tin hat theory is that Sandal wasn't talking about Solas, but he was talking about the Titan he's connected to. That's a good one. I like that one. I almost want to say... that's not what they intended, because then I feel it would be better for him to have said that in the Deep Roads. But at the same time, I actually do like that theory a lot. So, when Jay Spear then goes on, when it rises, he will return to dwarves to the hive mind they were once connected to and try to wage war against the elven gods who imprison them and put them to sleep. Ooh, that might be, which kind of on a side note to that would be interesting if, God, can you fucking imagine if Sandal ends up getting connected to a Titan and then like we wage war against Solas with Sandal at the head of a Titan? Oh my God, that would be crazy. Can you imagine? It's like the savior of the world ends up being Sandal. Oh God, that would be such like a slap in the face, but I would also that would be a slap in the face and I would say thank you for it just because it would make me laugh so hard. I wouldn't even be mad at that. That would just be really fun to have like a can you imagine Sandal fighting Solas? That's just ridiculous. I love it. Yeah. So we're kind of having a lull on questions, so I think this is a good time to, I don't know if you guys heard, I tweeted it out. Oh, bye, Fuzzle. Let me pull it up real quick. This is kind of a news thing I'm very excited about, so I kind of want to see it. Let me pull it up real quick. Maybe something has come out recently, and what I'm about to say is a whole bunch of hooey. But, that do it right? Okay, so BioWare recently had a blog update. This like happened today, a couple hours ago, and one of them is that like it's talking about like the future of BioWare and blah 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 and all that this like Anthem stuff. But one thing that like caused me to kind of shit my pants. If you've been following these blogs or myself and Mark Dara on Twitter, you know we're also working on some secret Dragon Age stuff. Dragon Age is an incredibly important franchise in our studio, and we're excited to continue its legacy. Look for more in this coming month, though I won't tell you where to look. Ha! Oh my God, dog. Dog! Which, my Jinx is so fucking excited. She did a weird-ass bark, and I don't know what just happened. Jinx, come here, sweetie. Oh, there's something outside. Yeah, come up here. Come up here. It's okay. Calm down. Calm down. Okay. So, yeah. Oh my God. Like, this is super exciting. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but I just want to, like, talk about it for a quick second. Because, like, 4 years, guys. 4 years of waiting. And this is the first time we've gotten, like, a date about something with Dragon Age. Like, oh, this is huge. Even if it's just a teaser, even if it's just like something, this is the first time that they say like something Dragon Age is coming, and we're gonna tell you in a specific date, but we're not gonna tell you yet. Usually, if it's been a comic thing, it's been like we're gonna release Dragon Age comic, we'll release more about it later. We're gonna release a Dragon Age book, we'll talk about it later. Like this is the first time where they haven't specifically said it's not it's not a game, you know what I mean? So this is super exciting. What a Christmas present. I said Christmas pregnant instead of Christmas present. Yeah, what the hell? So I will say this is not connected with Dragon Forge Day. I know someone on Twitter said like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if they actually announced it on Dragon Age Day that we've been planning out? And oh my god, it would be. But like we know nothing about this. I know like I'm on the team to help organize it. We know nothing about this. This is new to us. We're excited as well. So. Oh, let's see. Sean says, hey people, I'm trying to replay all the games on PC instead of console, but I hear feedback that Inquisition runs terrible. Is this true? Is it a bad port? I don't think so. Inquisition runs fine to me. Like, it depends on your computer. If you have a good computer, it'd be fine. I will say, people like the controller more. Because, like, the way it controls does work a bit better with the controller. I actually prefer the PC controls. But, no, it should be fine. Christmas pregnant surprise. Yeah, seriously. But yeah, I just want to share that with you guys on here because I'm just so excited about it. Now, starting, this is one, I've been streaming for 2 hours and my voice is about to die. 2, there's an Anthem stream apparently, like nowish that I kind of wanted to see, but I also got to go somewhere, so that might be whatever. And then 3, I got to go somewhere. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. I don't know if this is going to be like a permanent thing where I do this and talk about PMs. I'm going to see kind of how the reception is. Thank you so much for talking with me with this. Eventually I will, I see some people talk about, like, I've seen, wanting to know more about my Inquisitor and the mods I use. All of this is, like, things I want to do. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Also, no other videos on this channel for the rest of the week. Well, I want to get that book Emporium out. It's kind of in development hell. I'm like halfway through it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying my best. But Dragon Age Day, I'm going to be streaming all day on Twitch. I have a video on this channel about it if you want to know more about that. There's a whole bunch of other stuff behind the scenes there. Like, I'm going to be creating a couple videos for Dragon Age Day, which I don't know where to upload them. It's probably going to be here. I don't know. After Dragon Age Day, though, everything's going to come back to normal. It might take a couple days for me to, like, recover from an all-day stream and then also get my shit in gear. But things will be coming back to normal now. This is just be a couple weeks of weird hiccups. And then after that, just go on and hopefully we'll have more weird videos of, like, the things I talked about with, like, the mods and my Inquisitors and all that. So thank you guys for being so patient and listening to me for, like, 2 hours. That's incredibly kind. So yeah, goodbye to everyone. Thank you for coming up. I guess go watch the Anthem stream if that's your thing. I have the hiccups. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going to run before I hiccup into the mic. Goodbye.